People ask about Dogecoin. I've been on Doge for a very, very long time, or at least talk about Doge for a very, very long time. Probably not. I probably shouldn't pull up the Coinbase one. I probably should pull up the TradingView one. Coinbase, no, sorry, Dogecoin. What Dogecoin is doing is what it has been doing over the last few cycles. You really only have 2 cycles here in the past for Dogecoin, and it's basically doing the exact same thing. It's forming like an Adam and Eve type bottom, right? And it had this resistance that keeps on going for like 2 years, right at the, I guess, the waistline of the Adam and Eve bottom formation. And once you break above of it, which we did, once you break above this, it's completely reasonable for the back test, right? Sometimes it doesn't do that. Over here, I think they're just in a hurry. Like liquidity just came in like crazy. They just have to kind of pump the stock way up or pump the coin way up. But it did kind of back test it very quickly, and it just kind of ran, right? Right now, I think the cycle Doge really is taking its time a little bit more, doing more appropriate back testing. So there's a potential that this bull market may be slower, but maybe more sustainable, is what I'm thinking. The 20-month moving average, it always does this. Like it starts to curl up and it signifies a bull market. When it starts to curl down, you already know that the bear market has been here for a very long time. But whenever it starts to curl up is really when you're looking, hey, maybe a very powerful bull market may be coming, right? So I think we're right at around this stage over here in terms of the curl, over here, maybe right around there, And I wonder whether or not this month could be it, or whether or not maybe like the next month or two could be it. But it looks like it's calling up for something big. Sorry, I just gotta take a sip of water here. But yeah, it's doing all the appropriate back tests, and the volume for this back test is lower than this breakout. Like breakout actually is happening in pretty decent volume, and the back test is happening on declining volume in April. So I like the way it looks. Can it break down further? Sure, but if you believe in liquidity cycles, you believe in cycles in general, that's kind of what it's doing. The Bollinger Band morphology is also very, very similar too. Like basically what happened is you have a little bit of a squeeze, and then you have price kind of go, consolidate up here a little bit on the upper part of the Bollinger Band, right? And when you have that happening, you might, initially have expansion like this, right? But you might end up having a little bit of a, like a little tiny squeeze over here because price has been consolidating here for, a couple months now. Maybe before the full Bollinger Band expansion allow price to go up a lot higher. But this could potentially take time. The other way to look at this, which basically tell you the same thing, is the Ichimoku cloud. Every single time we have this Tikin Kishin cross, the bullish TK cross, happened here, right, on the previous cycle. And for this cycle, it just recently happened just a couple of months ago, back in March, right? Whenever you have the bullish cross happen, potentially a very powerful bull trend is not that far away, maybe like months away, or maybe even like a couple of months away. I do think that it's crawling up for something big, because usually whenever a bull trend is starting, you're going to have a test run over here, and you're going to have a pretty significant shakeout that's happening right now before the real move can happen. So I think the real move probably still hasn't happened yet. All of this is just my opinion, right? Like I don't have any insider information. I don't know for sure, but all this is just my opinion. Let me see what the Black Cat fund flow is showing you. Like, how can you not be bullish on this? There's supposedly the L3 banker fund flow trend oscillator, and I kind of back tested it for some of the stocks that have information about institutional ownership on fintel.io. For the most part, it matches. There are discrepancies. There are always discrepancies when it comes to data, but it tends to match for the most part. I mean, how can you not be like bullish here? Yeah, there's a lot of energy that's being coiled up here. In terms of support levels, it's a little bit tougher to tell. So with the Ichimoku cloud, I'm going to turn off the volume here to give us a better view. In the Ichimoku cloud, there's the Tenkan and Kijun cross, right? Tenkan and Kijun is probably right around here, around 14 cents, somewhere around here, right? And initially kind of broke below that a little bit. I think it's probably just kind of back test the Adam Eve formation over down here. But right now it's kind of above that already, right? So no big deal. This is like an inside candle of this candle over here. So it generally favors more bullish continuation. I think it's looking pretty good. I think it's doing the appropriate back test that it needs to do. And I think this cycle may actually look a lot healthier than the last cycle. So the bull trend might sustain longer than like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. I think it might go on for potentially longer because it's doing all the appropriate things, back testing all the appropriate things you want to back test. So I was a buyer down here, and I also bought here a little bit to kind of finish up my position. But I think I'm probably going to let it go now, unless if it goes down further, then I might, buy more. But I'm good now. Those are my thoughts for Doge. Wow.